What's up, my people? It is time for round one. 2022-2023 season commences right here in West Fargo, North Dakota for the all-finished concrete Snocross National, brought to you by Kost Materials. So we're bringing back the U.S. Air Force pit walk. What do you say? Let's go for a stroll. Starting out right here. Okay, first back up. The off season was so momentous, so much went down, and the last 2 weeks were no exception to that. So Team All Finish Racing, they expanded their lineup this year. They brought on another Sami, they brought on a few new riders, one of which is Dominic Hegman, and that's part of the news. Some of the biggest news that just went down this week alone. So Dominic Hegman, he had previously announced that he's going to be switching to Arctic Cat and racing Pro Light class. Well, things changed. He was acquired by All Finish Racing, and now he's going to be in the sport class, and he has a dominant sport season ahead of him. I am counting on him to be there, be a top contender once again, because he's coming off of a tremendous season. So, of course, headlining the operation for Pro and Pro Light, we have Dan Benham, Jacob Bjork, and Anson Shield. Just to my left, my friends at Shearing Speed Sports, backed by AMSOIL U.S. Air Force. So back again this year, headlining their operation, Logan Christian, Hunter Patnode. Major life changes for both of those gentlemen. We have Logan Christian and his lovely wife. They welcomed a son, Reggie, just a few months ago. So super excited for those guys. And Hunter Patnode, his wife, Andy, they recently located. So get this, the Heartland, Vermont runner now calls this very track his home track. They've relocated to near where Andy Strag is from. So they're up here, upper Midwest, calling it home. So we know Hunter Patnode was in contention for that championship this year. You know he's going for it once again. So Hunter Patnode achieved his first career win just last year, Rex Motor Park. So watch for him to be up there, and as well as our veteran Logan Christian gonna be up there. Warner Racing, you're looking at your team of the year 2022, your Pro Light champion, Jordan LaBelle. You are also looking at Team Mechanic of the Year with Kyle Sackett. So Francis Pelletier headlining as their premier rider in the top class. 4 wins last year. No one had more hole shots than him. So Francis Pelletier going to be a threat, especially tonight in that AMSOIL Dominator, because in this head-to-head format that we're going back to this year, really comes down to the hole shot. Then that takes nothing away from the rest of the performance. But again, hole shot's so critical, and especially in these sprint format races. So Jordan LaBelle, and they've expanded their team as well. So now we have a trio of LaBelles. That last name rings synonymous with fast Snocross racers. They've done a lot of hard work to establish that with their results. So on that team, Jordan LaBelle, of course, Nelly LaBelle in Pro Women, and Zilène LaBelle in a few of the amateur classes. So that, once again, going to be a powerhouse team. Next to them, heartbreaking news came out just yesterday. That's Thursday. Carson Allred has re-injured his shoulder that he injured early last season, had to have surgery, and he has another surgery ahead of him. But take nothing away, we had seen Ross Martin had an injury. He had a slump like this in a few of his seasons, and he came back, started winning those championships, and was a front runner. So Carson Allred still going to be in a few of the races this year. Again, teammates with Emil Haar. Emil has proved himself a winner as of last season. So Emil Haar, another one that's going to be very tough to beat. Next to them, Oscar Norm, Cody Cam. Cody Cam, one of your former champions in the AMSOIL Pro class. So a few changes there for them this year. They've typically relocated to Minnesota to be practicing at ERX Motor Park, but they're changing it up a little bit this year. Oscar is actually relocated once he came to the States towards the Wausau, Wisconsin area to be close to the Polaris factory race shop. So Cody Cam also located out of Wisconsin this season. So these two, we'd seen them on the podium last year. We've seen them fighting for those wins, and Oscar Norm, devastating crash for him at Lake Geneva last year when he was leading the race. So the speed's there. They're working with a lot of familiar faces, Tim Bender being one of them. Team LaValle. Okay, Adam Peterson, Rookie of the Year last year. Unfortunately for us fans on track, that is, Kyle Pauline officially retired from racing. He announced that earlier this fall, but he's still going to be around, folks. He's going to be team coach, lending his expertise and leadership to this team. So out of that operation, of course, we have Adam Peterson, like I said, and Riley Bester, a Pro Light rider. So both of them, Riley going from that satellite rider now into the trailer this year. Coutu Motorsports, Travis Kern, Cole Coutu, and Cam Cole. Y'all know Cam Cole was such a dominant amateur career, poised to do very, very well. So he's going to be racing the sport class this year for Coutu Motorsports. And then this, guys, ladies and gentlemen, look no further. Biggest news of the offseason right here. Skoquist Racing, new startup team located out of the Twin Cities area in Minnesota. They're bringing over some stout talent, including Levi Ensrid, who had worked with a rider by the name of Peter Narsa. You all know that name, Peter Narsa. He is an X Games gold medalist, multi-time winner in the AMSOIL Pro class. Peter Narsa is coming out of retirement and coming to race for this team here. So a number of riders out of this operation, brand new startup team, beautiful semi. I love the product that they've been putting together so far. I've been hearing nothing but good things, honestly, about all of their riders, the feedback from them. Peter Narsa making that switch to Ski-Doo. He was previously racing a Lynx over in Europe, so he hasn't been officially retired. Now he's been racing those marquee events back home. In Motorsports, we have the champ, Elias Ischel. The wind's blowing, snowing sideways as it tends to do here in Fargo. Elias Ischel, the question is, can he be beat? Now, we have seen, especially last year, so much parity in the class. Look how many winners we're having, look how many podium contenders, and look how many of these racers are not only winning heat races, but getting those whole shots. So he can be beat in the races, but can he be beat in the championship? Elias Ischel, 4-time champ. It's going to be tough. So joining him this year, Marcus Ogamar's back. He was a question mark, had a great year last year, but was he going to be able to come back over here? Yes, he is. He's back racing Pro Light. Emeric Legendre from Canada, he is stepping up to the Pro Light class. And a number of racers for this team. So championship winning team last year. Hammer Motorsports, Nick Lorenz, he's back with the operation this year, and I'm looking forward to another great season with him. You know, had one win last year, multi-time winner in the class throughout his history, so long-time Polaris rider, going to be tough, and a few amateur riders as well coming out of that operation, poised to do well, followed by KC Motorsports. The Doubts, have no doubt about them. Evan Doubt, Evan Christian for KC Motorsports, the Pro Light duo. Evan Christian got that win for his first career win his rookie year in the class in Deadwood last year. So 1-3 Motorsports is back, and this year, as we expected them to do, was expand, and they have big time expanded. So we have Malene Coutu has been acquired by 1-3 Motorsports. She's under a great program once again. She came from a great program. She's going to another one, and I really like the dynamic that they have going. Just following along with them on their social media content, some of the conversations I've had with them, really have a great thing going. Of course, that is headed by Lincoln Lemieux, who also announced his retirement this year, and similar to Kyle Pauline, he is taking over. Of course, is not only a co-owner, but a rider coach as well. So great leadership over there. They acquired Jay Beaulieu, another rider with a tremendous amateur career. So he's going to be racing full-time, and a few others as well for the team. Krajicek Racing Arctic Cat, Fratellone Racing Polaris, and Donna Hauger has been acquired by the team. So she is the pro women's rider, and Eric Downs making the jump from the FXR Sport class up to Pro Light. So Eric Downs, some on the podium a number of times last year, so watch for him. Jesse Showtime Kirchmeier, he is your multi-time snow bike champion. Just put on snow bikes, I will say this again and again, some of the best racing we've seen last year. Such a great product. So Jesse Kirchmeier is actually switching to racing a snowmobile full-time this season in the Pro Light class. That's his roots, ladies and gentlemen. He's going back to the snowmobile, and he is racing that snow bike Triple Crown. Again, that is ERX, Canterbury, Cannonsburg. Not in that order because memory. Whew. But yes, he's going to be racing double duty this year. And Troy Horbati, another snow bike rider, is going to be on the snowmobile, and he's working with Krajicek Racing, and he has been another one who looks right at home, to be honest with you. I won't lie to you, I won't sugarcoat it. So watch for Troy Horbati as well on the sled. And over here we have London Recreational Racing Ski-Doo, and this is just the front of our pits on this side. We still have another side over here, so I'm going to give you a rundown quick. Woody's Racing, beautiful new wrap on the semi, going with a blue and white scheme this year. Man, get a look at that. Take an eye sip. Taven Woody, of course, a proven winner last year, continues that winning tradition, always fighting for those wins, consistently on the podium. So Taven Woody, she's back this year, so really watch for her. Next we have, before I move on, Woody's Racing, bringing over two very, very established racers from over on the European circuit. And then just behind me here, we have Kellen Chaperon and Caden Flipson out of this beautiful brand new semi, and we have a satellite trailer for Thien Motorsports Ski-Doo. So moving right along here, this is primarily the pro pit. So if we go to the back of the speedway, that's where we have most of our amateur national division teams and a few others. So one thing that makes me most excited this year, and I've talked a lot about it, is the signs of health and progression in this sport. We have more pro women than I've ever seen in my career. This is our 15th anniversary season, and I can't remember a time when we have had so many pro women riders backed by major teams. That is fantastic, and not only that, but racer entries are up this year. The conversation about the sport of snowcross is up, and That's because of you guys. However you're engaging with the sport, whether it is watching online, attending these races, and that's what's most important. You're buying the merch for your races, you're engaging with the sport, that fuels it. You fuel it. So thank you guys. I hope you'll join me this weekend. I really do. Free admission on Friday for the AMSOIL Dominator. $10,000 to win head-to-head, and $30,000 in additional bonus money is up for grabs. So if you win both of rounds 1 and 2 for the pro or pro light class, you're taking home $10,000 additional bonus money. If you win all 3, you are winning the AMSOIL Dominator and the 2 rounds. That is a $20,000 bonus. So $30,000 in bonus money up for grabs this weekend, and that is brought to you by Kost Materials and All Finish Concrete. So big money, major money, marquee event this weekend. Stoked to be starting it out in Fargo. We've never started our season here, but this has been a long time staple in AMSOIL Championship Snocross history. So I told our producer I want to keep this brief because we just recorded our season preview show brought to you by Dennis Kirk, but I can't do that. I'm not short of words. So there you have it. That is a rundown. I'm sure I missed some things because, again, so much went down this off season, many storylines. So I hope you'll follow along tonight live on FloRacing, or better yet, be here. This is your U.S. Air Force Pit Walk.